Falcon 9 is in startup.
And there's that call out that Falcon 9 is in startup. Lastly, we're waiting for the launch director, or LD, to give the final go for today's launch.
LD is go for launch.
And with that call out that the LD is go for launch, we are set to launch ESA's EARTHCARE payload.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 15. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff. Go Falcon 9, go EARTHCARE. Vehicle pitching coverage. State ground chamber pressure now.
At T plus 30 seconds and counting, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Slick 4 East carrying the EARTHCARE satellite. Now, after clearing the tower, we tilted or gimbaled the engines to initiate a roll maneuver, which you may notice in the Stage 1 camera view. This enables the vehicle's antennas.
Telemetry nominal.
This enables the vehicle's antennas to stay in the best position for communicating with the ground. In just a few moments from now, we'll be throttling down the engines in preparation for max Q, or maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Vehicle supersonic. Max Q.
And there's that call out for max Q. Now, as Falcon 9 accelerates through the thicker lower atmosphere, the air density decreases, and Falcon 9 passes max Q once the air density lowers faster than the increasing speed of the vehicle. So keep an eye on the Stage 1 telemetry on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen to watch for these speed changes through ascent.
And back chill.
Good call out there. And as a reminder, the rocket typically needs to go 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back down to Earth and get into orbit. Now we've got 6 events coming up happening in rapid succession. This will start with main engine cutoff, or MECO, where we shut down all 9 M1D engines on the first stage. Followed by that will be stage separation, where the first and second stages separate. Third will be the Stage 1 flip, a maneuver to turn the first stage around. Then we'll have the second engine start, or SES1, on the second stage. Fifth will be the first stage boost back burn, a controlled burn that reduces the forward velocity away from the launch pad. And lastly will be fairing separation, where the 2 fairing halves will jettison away from the second stage. And all of these events should happen in just a few moments from now.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
And vac ignition.
Stage 1 boost back burn.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And there you heard and maybe even saw those 6 events that happened back to back, which again were MECO, stage separation, Stage 1 flip, second engine start 1, the first stage boost back burn, and fairing separation. We'll be attempting to retrieve those fairing halves, both flying for their first time today, once they fall back to Earth with our recovery vessel, Go Beyond. Coming up shortly, we should hear a call out for boost back shutdown on the Falcon 9 first stage.
Stage 1 boost back shutdown.
And there's that call out for Stage 1 boost back shutdown. We're currently T plus 3 minutes and 34 seconds into the mission. Our next major mission milestone will be...
Both vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
Good call out there. Our next major mission milestone will be the first stage's entry burn, which will take place just past the T plus 6 minute mark. Now, to start the entry burn, we will relight 3 of the M1D engines on the Falcon 9 first stage, which is similar to pumping the brakes to slow down the vehicle as it passes back into the Earth's atmosphere. The entry burn helps reduce the heat generated from the friction of the atmosphere and reduces the aerodynamic forces acting on Falcon, which helps maintain controlled flight and prepare for the landing burn. Now, during the entry burn, Falcon 9 is decelerating by firing its Merlin engines, but it's still moving really fast, and this causes the vehicle to fly through Merlin's exhaust gases or plume, which deposits a layer of soot on the vehicle surface. And that soot comes from the carbon-based fuel that Falcon 9 uses, and with each flight, the soot builds up a little more on the outside of the vehicle. Some amazing views of the MVAC engine on our Falcon 9 second stage as it takes the EARTHCARE payload to orbit. Reusability is key to lowering the cost of spaceflight, which enables more investments in critical scientific research. Now, the Falcon 9 first stage that is supporting today's mission is performing this entry burn for its 7th time, coming up shortly. Now, the Merlins on the first stage are optimized for sea level, and these achieve 190,000 pounds of thrust each during ascent and descent. At liftoff, Falcon 9's first stage has thrust greater than 5 747 airplanes at full power, and the MVAC engine on the second stage, with a much wider nozzle, is optimized to 220,500 pounds of thrust in vacuum. Now, as a reminder, the first stage supporting today's mission is flying for its 7th time, having previously supported NASA Crew 7, CRS-29, PACE, Transporter 10, and 2 Starlink missions. It's also worth mentioning that this is the 56th Falcon 9 launch of 2024 and the 18th launch of Falcon 9 this year from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. Coming up in just a few moments, we should hear the call out for the entry burn on the Falcon 9 first stage.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And there's that confirmation of entry burn startup. This burn will last about 20 seconds and will slow the vehicle down in preparation for the landing burn.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
And there's confirmation of Stage 1 entry burn shutdown. We're now waiting for Falcon 9 to land back at Landing Zone 4 at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. And it just so happens that Landing Zone 4 is actually only about 440.
Both vehicles are on nominal trajectories.
Good call out.
Stage 1 FTS has saved.
Good callouts there. It just so happens that Landing Zone 4 is actually only about 440 meters away from Slick 4 East at Vandenberg.
Stage 1 transonic.
Good call out there that Stage 1 is transonic. We should hear a call out for landing burn startup on the Falcon 9 first stage in just a few moments.
Stage 1 landing burn. Stage 1 landing light deployed.
And there you have it. Falcon 9 has
Stage
successfully
1 landing confirmed.
Falcon 9 has successfully.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
Good callouts there. Falcon 9 has successfully landed at Landing Zone 4 at Vandenberg. This was the 7th launch and landing for this first stage. And this landing marks SpaceX's 314th recovery of an orbital class rocket, including first stage landings for Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy. Coming up next, we'll hear a call out for SECO 1 or Second Engine Cutoff 1 on the Falcon 9 second stage, currently on your screen.
MVAC shutdown.
And there's that call out for MVAC shutdown on the second stage. We're now waiting for confirmation of nominal orbital insertion.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And there's that call out. Now with that call out, we're just one major milestone left in our mission, which is payload deployment, coming up in about a minute and a half from now. Now, Earth Explorer missions like this one are state-of-the-art science and research missions that deliver data to fill gaps in Earth system science and demonstrate new space technologies. EARTHCARE is the largest and most complex Earth Explorer satellite to date. The satellite carries 4 state-of-the-art scientific instruments that work together to provide a holistic view of the interplay between clouds, aerosols, and radiation, a cloud profiling radar, an atmospheric LiDAR, a multispectral imager, and a broadband radiometer. Together, these instruments will allow scientists to better understand the processes governing the physics and interaction of clouds and aerosols and their impact on Earth's temperature. We're expecting payload deployment of the EARTHCARE satellite in just under 40 seconds from now. As a reminder, this is the 56th Falcon 9 launch of 2024 and the 18th launch of Falcon 9 this year from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California.
EARTHCARE separation confirmed.
An amazing view there on your screen. Successful deployment of the EARTHCARE payload. And with that confirmation, we'll be bringing today's webcast to a close. Today's mission marks SpaceX's 351st overall mission to date and 56th mission of this year. We want to thank the European Space Agency and JAXA for entrusting us with today's mission, and all of you for joining us this afternoon. If you're interested in following the EARTHCARE mission further, tune into youtube.com/ESA for more. And if you're interested in more launch coverage, be sure to check out spacex.com/launches for the most up-to-date information. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.